Just yesterday, dozens of people lived there. Today, zero. No bodies. No destruction. No explanations. In the documents. There is only one line, but it contradicts everything that some villages disappear slowly. People leave. Houses collapse. Roads fade away. But this village did not disappear slowly. It was never evacuated. There was no fire, no flood, no war, no official emergency. And yet within a single year it ceased to exist. No warning. No explanation. And almost no records left behind. CTU ally happened. If you look at regional maps from the 1980s, the village is clearly marked. A small rural settlement, several dozen houses, a dirt road connecting it to nearby towns, fields, a river close enough to flood in spring. Nothing unusual. It appears in population registries, in agricultural reports, in postal routes, a normal village. But when you look at maps printed just 10 or 15 years later, the village is gone, not crossed out, not marked as abandoned, simply missing. In the archives, there is only one sentence explaining its disappearance. The settlement gradually ceased to exist due to population decline. This phrase appears hundreds of times in similar cases. But here, it does not fit, because the last census record lists dozens of residents, families, children, elderly people. And then the next record lists 0. No gradual decline, no transitional period. Just presence, and then absence. There was once a road leading directly to the village. Locals from nearby settlements remember it clearly. But sometime in the late 1990s, people stopped using it. Not because it collapsed, not because it was blocked. They simply stopped. When asked why, older residents give vague answers. The road felt wrong. It was quieter than it should have been. You didn't feel welcome there. No one can explain what that means. One former resident of a neighboring village agreed to speak on the condition that his name would never be mentioned. At first, he denied knowing anything. Then, after a long pause, he said, "We knew it was better not to go there. Not because it was dangerous, but because it felt like we were being watched." He said that even during the day, the village felt empty in an unnatural way. Not peaceful, not abandoned. Just hollow. In the year before the disappearance, strange things began happening. Nothing dramatic. No disasters. Just details. Lights stayed on all night in houses that appeared empty. Dogs disappeared first. Then livestock. People said that villagers stopped looking others in the eyes. They still worked, still spoke, still walked the streets, but conversations felt mechanical, polite, short. As if something had already left them. The village was last seen alive in autumn. According to witnesses. It was an ordinary morning. People left for nearby towns, markets, relatives, nothing unusual. But by evening, no one returned. At first, this didn't raise alarm. People sometimes stayed overnight elsewhere. But when days passed, and then weeks, curiosity turned into concern. Eventually, people from neighboring areas entered the village. What they found was disturbing. Doors were open. Food was still on tables. Ash remained in the stoves. Beds looked slept in. Clothes were folded. There were no signs of panic. No damage. No fire dot, just absence dot, as if everyone stood up at the same moment and walked away. Weeks later, officials arrived. Their report was brief, carefully written. Almost empty dot, one line stood out. No signs of struggle. No bodies found. Cause of disappearance unknown. No follow-up. No detailed inquiry. The case was quietly closed. There was no natural disaster, no flood records, no fires, no military activity. The area was stable, which made the disappearance harder to explain dot and easier to forget dot in the years after. Mentions of the village slowly disappeared. Dot documents were never digitized. Maps stopped referencing it. People were discouraged from speculating. The road leading there was officially closed due to structural danger, although no such danger was ever identified. Today the houses still stand, roofs collapsing, trees growing through floors, silence hanging heavy in the air. Those who accidentally wander there often report the same feeling, that the village is not empty dot, not abandoned, but waiting. Researchers have noticed something disturbing. This is not the only settlement with a similar pattern. Small villages, sudden disappearance. Minimal documentation dot, always explained as population decline, always without detail. Maybe this was just another forgotten village, a clerical error, a coincidence, a story shaped by time dot, but for some reason, those who know the full history avoid speaking about it dot, and for some reason, this place remains missing from the maps. Some places are not erased by disasters. They are erased because someone or something wanted them gone.